Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 questions with Emmy.
Hey guys, welcome back to 7 Questions with Emmy. Today I'm excited to be talking with Dave Ramsey, host of the extremely popular Ramsey Radio Show. He's also a 7-time #1 best-selling author, and his newest book, Baby Steps Millionaires, just came out this week. Dave, it's so nice to chat with you.
Well, it's an honor to be with you, Miss Emmy. I'm a big fan. I've watched several of your other interviews.
Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for having me today.
Question number 1. Your new book is called Baby Steps Millionaires. I'm 8 years old, so tell me what I need to know so I can one day become a millionaire.
Well, I don't think there's any question that's in your future. You've got an awful lot on the ball, young lady. So what we teach, we taught our kids and now my grandkids, which are your age. I've got a couple of granddaughters about your age. And we teach them to always give, always save, always spend and enjoy wisely, and always work to create that money.
What is the biggest mistake people make with their money?
They don't pay attention. They don't tell their money what to do. They just make it and it goes out the door and they don't know where it went.
Sometimes my brother and I sell candy bars to neighbors, or we do other jobs to make money. Me and my brother like to spend and saving. Do you have any advice for us?
Well, me too. I'm not surprised to hear you're a successful entrepreneur out there selling some candy bars. I bet you're good at selling. Are you good at selling?
Yeah, we're good at selling, especially because we're little kids.
I bet. Yeah. It's, you play the cute card and they just buy those candy bars, don't they? And you got that card to play, no question. Good for you. That's so cool. Well, spending, I'm a spender. And one of my granddaughters at your age is a spender. And one of my daughters is a spender. And she's now a famous author writing books. Her name's Rachel Cruz, about money. And spending is just fine. There's nothing wrong with enjoying spending. Most spenders are also givers. They're also generous people. And so enjoying some of your money is good. But you always want to have all 3 of those things we talked about: being generous, giving. You always want to be saving, and you always want to be spending. Most of us have a tendency towards one or the other. And a lot of people that are very successful entrepreneurs like you are spenders. That's not unusual. So you got a big future ahead of you.
Thank you. Over Christmas, my dad and his coworkers helped an anonymous, I don't know how to say it. Sorry. Anonymous.
You did good.
Secret Santa give away $1 million to dozens of people in our community. I got to help, and it was really cool. Why do you think it's so important for people to be generous with their money?
So why did you think it was really cool? What was cool about it?
Because people that had kind of problems, we helped someone that had cancer. You give them money to help with treatments or to buy groceries.
And you kind of get this cool, warm feeling all over when you do it, don't you?
Yeah, it makes you feel happy, and it's just so cool how later, the little things that matter, because we gave a lady a car, and we didn't know it was her favorite color.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's perfect.
It's the
Sounds like that was lined up perfectly by God. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah. So the reason that giving is so important is not necessarily the fact of what happens to the person that you give money to. It's what happens inside your heart. It turns out people who give money and who give any way they give, whether they give their time, whether they hold the door open, whether they help their brother clean up his toys, however it is that you give, it turns you into a better person, a more likable person. We all want to be around people who are giving and kind and compassionate. And those kinds of people tend to get on in this world a whole lot better than the ones that are takers. So just make a decision to be a giver instead of a taker, and you end up having a much better life.
Have you ever been to Idaho and tried our famous potatoes?
I have. I've been to Boise several times. I've been to Coeur d'Alene. I've been to all over the place up there. I love it. It's a beautiful state, and the potatoes are amazing.
Yes, they are. What's your favorite way to eat them?
My favorite way to eat them. It would either be a baked potato with a big steak with lots of loaded stuff on it, or I also like chopping them up with a bunch of onions and peppers and frying them in a pan with some Worcestershire sauce.
You should.
What's your favorite way to eat them?
Mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Well, that's a good third. I'll take that as my third.
Have you ever been down to Idaho Falls, Idaho?
No, missed out on that one, but I need to try it out one of these days.
Yeah, we can meet up and have some potatoes.
You got it.
When you aren't on the radio or writing books, what do you like to do with your time?
Well, one of my favorite things is to be at our lake house doing water skiing and driving the boat for my grandkids. So as I told you, I've got a couple of granddaughters your age, and I taught them both to water ski this summer. And I taught one of them's older brother to ski this summer. And I really like being out there with the kiddos hanging out on the lake.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. Putting on the tube. You ever been on a ride on a tube behind the boat?
No.
It's exciting. You would like it.
We'll have to try it this summer.
You bet. You bet. You come on to Nashville. We'll work that out.
Should my brothers and I be getting an allowance or pay for the chores we do around the house?
Well, we didn't use the word allowance, but we think you ought to pay, especially really bright kids like you, pay them money for doing work. And you need to do some work that you don't get paid for. That's just you saying, I love you to mom because you helped mom out. So being part of the family is part of the equation. And some things you get paid for if you do the work, and you don't get paid if you don't. What that is a teaching way, your dad and mom teaching you that money comes from work. And if you can make that connection, you got it on the ball.
My mom, when you said that I just didn't get paid for some, she was dancing.
Nothing better than a mommy dance.
Now it's time for some bonus questions. Are you ready?
All right, bonus round.
How do you live a life where you're focused on being wise with your money, but not obsessing over it?
Oh, that's a deep question. Well, what you need to remember is money is not any good at all, except for what it does. And you don't obsess over it if you just remember what it does. If it buys some gas to put in the boat to haul my grandbabies around behind the boat, then that's probably a good use. Money's good, but I don't need to obsess on just piling it up just to pile it up. I need to enjoy the money, be generous with the money, and save some money so that I've always got some to do those other two things with. But yeah, you just focus on what the money does, not on the money itself. And that keeps you above the issue. And that way the money doesn't control you.
Yeah, like if you obsessed over it, you would probably buy like 1 million houses. And then you'd realize you have nothing to use with them.
It could happen. I've heard the rumor.
What's the best piece of advice someone has given you that you can share with me?
Wow. Enjoy the ride. People like you and me that are really intense and really focused, and you are definitely something special. Enjoy the ride because it's going to be a wild ride. You are very smart and very pretty young lady. You've got a real future ahead of you.
Thank you. This is our last question. Why should people read Baby Steps Millionaires?
It is the exact path to go from where you are to being a millionaire. And like we just said, if you want to be a millionaire just to be a millionaire, you probably shouldn't. But if you're going to be a millionaire because of what the money can do for your family, for your retirement, and for other people when you're generous, then that would be a good reason to be a millionaire.
Thank you so much for talking with me today, Dave.
You know, I've done about 6 or 8 interviews already this morning, and this was the best by far. You're incredible.
Thank you.
Thank
Be
you.
sure to read Dave's new book, Baby Steps Millionaires, and check out 7 Questions with Emmy on Facebook and Instagram. Bye. When I'm 18, I am going to get a car.
Yeah, when you're 18, you're going to be president of the United States. You got a special young daughter there. She's fun.
Yes, she is. Thank you. We'll post this on Thursday. We'll be sure to tag you and do all that stuff.
Dave, when I'm president, you have to eat candy for breakfast.
Oh, jelly beans, and mashed potatoes for lunch.
Yeah, there you go. And if you're in Idaho Falls, let us know.
You got it, brother. Thanks.
All right, we'll see you. Take care.
Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community and 7 questions with Emmy.